Let's talk about internet trends. You know the ones. I'm talking about your Tide Pod challenges, your planking. The big one at the moment seems to be the Momo challenge. For those of you who don't know, this challenge involves contacting a strange number where a creepy face will tell you that it's gonna kill you. And that's it. That's literally it. Do you guys remember when these things used to have like a backstory? Yeah, me neither. So I was watching a few commentary videos about the Momo challenge. I'll link them in the description if anyone's curious. And I started thinking, I've seen all this before. Many times. So I present to you the life cycle of an internet trend. Stage 1, the origin. Most of these trends start out as something kind of interesting, whether it's a creepypasta that at the very least involves some creative writing talent, or an interesting sculpture by a Japanese artist. There are some exceptions to this, of course. As far as I can tell, the Tide Pod challenge wasn't based off of any indie artists, it's just idiots eating soap for views. But a lot of the time, these trends do begin as something kind of interesting. Stage 2, let's make it our own. So when creative people see something that inspires them, they often want to make their own artwork based around it. And I'm not just talking about fan fiction here. Star Wars was heavily based off the films of Akira Kurosawa. Stephen King saw a couple of westerns and decided to base the protagonist of his biggest book series around Clint Eastwood. Seriously, there's a moment in the books where someone sees a poster of Clint Eastwood and goes, "Oh shit, Roland, is that you?" It's ridiculous. So adaptations are not always a bad thing. They are sometimes, but not always. And the internet is no exception. You know, I'm sure some of the artworks and stories based around Slender Man are pretty cool. Even planking was mildly creative and probably a really good core workout. Hell, I'm sure there's probably some really interesting Momo content buried under all that clickbait. Speaking of clickbait, Stage 3, let's make some money! And here's where everything starts going downhill. YouTube clickbait artists find out about these trends and see dollar signs. They start thinking about views and 10-minute videos with 5 mid-rolls, and so they churn out this garbage content based around it, usually in the form of a FaceTime call at 3 AM for some reason. And these videos get a ton of views. Side note, do you guys remember when Boss Baby was a thing? And people were making videos like, calling the Boss Baby at 3 AM? How stupid is that? He's not going to answer the phone at 3 AM, he's a baby. Anyway, the success of these clickbait videos ushers in the next stage. Stage 4, the snitch. Some moron shares this garbage on Facebook and gets a lot of people very upset. Stage 5, old media. After a lot of angry letters from concerned parents on Facebook, the news stations finally pick up on the story and start decrying the dangers of YouTube. Don't let your children on this evil website. They're too stupid to tell the difference between fiction and reality. I mean, you could teach them to be a little more discerning, maybe monitor what they're up to on the internet a little more closely. But this is definitely YouTube's fault, and probably PewDiePie specifically, somehow. And once they've started dragging this website and everyone on it through the mud, we get to our final stage. Stage 5, commentary. Upon hearing the good name of YouTube slandered by some well-paid jerks with a much higher production value, the YouTube commentary channels set up their ring lights and go to town, spilling the tea and exposing everyone from the news anchors to the clickbait artists and even the original weird content creators if what they're making was actually harmful. And they're not wrong to do so. I actually really like some of these commentary channels, but the problem is, before we have a chance to let any of this information sink in, the internet's already moved on to the next thing. Now it's all about the citrus challenge and everyone's shoving lemons up their asses. To be fair, if you had to stick a citrus fruit up your butt, the lemon is the way to go. It's got that whole tapered shape. I mean, what else are you gonna do? Put an orange up your ass? What are you, nuts? And there you have it, folks, the life cycle of an internet trend. Or at least as far as I can tell. I don't know what we're supposed to do with this information now we have it, but we have it. So that's nice, I guess. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, you might want to subscribe, because every time someone subscribes to this channel, I get an extra year added to my life. And I really want to hang around long enough to see humans grow wings. Like, at least long enough for that. Take care of yourselves, have a lovely day, and I will see you next time. I can see why people make videos at 3 AM. It's probably not so fucking hot.